We do have new information tonight surrounding a plane crash at Marana Regional Airport that left 2 people dead. The News 4 Tucson investigators have learned the airport has had several close calls reported and concerns raised by flight schools. The crash happened, if you remember, back in February. According to the NTSB, 2 small planes, a Lance Air and a Cessna, collided midair. Both people on board the Lance Air died. Everyone on the Cessna survived. News 4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter Nylander digs through years worth of data, painting a concerning picture. And tonight's News 4 Tucson investigation.
Well, this is the Marana Regional Airport, which seems to be getting busier by the day without an air traffic control tower. For years, some pilots that have come in and out of here have reported potential hazards.
It was, in our opinion, it was probably inevitable that something like this would happen.
It was Marana Regional Airport's darkest day in over a decade. 2 people dead after a fiery crash, a flight instructor and student lucky to be alive. The NTSB and FAA are still investigating what exactly happened, but the NTSB preliminary report shared these images just before impact. The NTSB says the Cessna was performing a touch and go on the runway. The Lance Air made another go around due to air traffic, but eventually struck the Cessna from behind.
Tower controller would never have allowed one airplane to land with another airplane that close on the end of the runway.
The airport doesn't have an air traffic control tower despite constantly growing air traffic here with many student pilots. Kerry Grant is an assistant professor of aeronautical science at Embry-Riddle in Prescott. He says safety concerns at the Marana Airport have long been a concern, so much so 3 years ago, the Arizona Aviation Safety Advisory Group released this video.
Heavy flight training activity, including military rotorcraft, a large number of itinerant aircraft, and parachute training operations result in an extremely busy and unusual air traffic environment.
Giving pilots a look at how to land there and explaining what to look out for. The video came about after famous pilot Jessica Cox was nearly hit.
She can fly the airplane with her feet because Jessica doesn't have any arms. And she had an incident where another airplane came very close to her in the pattern, and we said we need to do something.
The News 4 Tucson investigators have uncovered a concerning history of repeated near misses. Pilots have self-reported near misses to NASA's Aviation Safety Reporting System.
The NASA report's a very, very valuable piece of information.
In 2024 and 2019, there were 2 reports of near misses. A report was made once in 2021, 2020, and 2017. The latest report back in October last year was from a flight instructor who reported they were less than 100 feet from striking another plane during takeoff. They cut power and made an emergency descent to avoid a collision. They expressed concern that, quote, current procedures funnel traffic into dangerously close proximity. Grant believes a tower will make things safer. After repeated delays, the airport is on track to have a tower built by 2029.
It's rather disappointing that getting the tower built has taken this long.
The NTSB and the FAA are both continuing their investigations. They're going to be looking at everything from the communication records, aircraft maintenance records, and the decision-making from both pilots at the moment of the crash before issuing their final reports. Reporting from Marana, Nylander, News 4 Tucson.
All right, so you can see the data on those near misses that Corus was talking about. You can look at our website, KVOA.com, or you can scan that QR code that you see right there on your screen to be taken to that investigators page directly. If you have a story you'd like the News 4 Tucson investigators to look into, email us at investigators@KVOA.com or call our tip line, the number right there on your screen, 520-955-4444.